Hey girls, I'm Candy, the owner of Order Your Spaces. I have the privilege of entering into women's homes every week and help them reduce their stress by reducing their clutter, and then we find a home for all their belongings. And I like to call that part organization. Now, this week I wanted to chat with my friend Sarah. I have been working in her art studio for the last couple of days, and I thought today that the question I would like to get answered is, what was going on inside of Sarah's life that caused her to reach out to a professional organizer? So this is Sarah Fisher. She lives in Fairhope, and you can also find Sarah on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, Sarah Rutledge Fisher, and we'll make sure and tag her after this, and you can share this video with whoever you'd like to. So Sarah, how did you find me, first off?
Well, first off, I found you by asking a friend who gave me your name as a recommendation, and we had that initial phone call, and I just felt so comfortable with you right off the bat. So that was easy.
It's a trust issue, right?
Yes, for sure.
Sarah, would you say that even the social media is important because you can actually go Facebook stalk someone?
Oh, yes. No, I checked out your Facebook. I checked out your website. I went down the rabbit hole on a few of these videos. But yeah, and I'll be honest, I checked out some other people who I'm sure are fantastic, but it just wasn't as good a match.
So it has to be a good fit.
Yep.
All right. Sarah, what caused you to reach out to a professional organizer? What was going on inside this studio, inside your home life, that you needed me?
Candy, do I really have to go back there? We're in such a good place.
We're in a great place. We just finished and had our grand finale.
Okay, well, I've had it in my mind for at least a year that it was something kind of a daydream. Like, oh, I really should just hire someone to come help me do this. But it was never something that I could let myself do. But this winter, I realized that it got to the point where I was avoiding even walking in the door of my studio. I would take my work, my sketchbook, my computer, I would go downstairs to do my work, and I would, when I had to come in here, I would feel this like anxiety and just resistance to opening the door, and I would come in and there was just no clear space. I couldn't start any project without clearing off some space. I didn't have places for things to go. Even talking about it, you can hear my voice changes because it was so stressful for me, and that made this huge barrier that I had to climb over just to get any work done. And
it was actually crippling your creativity.
It literally was. Yeah, it was preventing me from doing even the most basic work.
So you couldn't be productive in your space.
I couldn't be productive. I had to fight to be creative because it reigned in the freedom to think, to explore, because I couldn't find things.
Everything didn't have a home.
Yeah, well, now it seems so obvious. Now I say this and I feel like so silly, but really, I didn't have the skill set to undertake this, and I didn't have the distance from my own stuff. And that was really important.
Do you find, Sarah, I hear many of my clients say this, you just didn't know where to start.
Yes. Oh, it was so overwhelming. Yes.
And I just walked in the room and said, we're starting in this corner. And we just started. And we just plowed through.
And I had tried so many times to get started, and I would get one little corner organized or one table cleared off. But then everything else piled back in, and it wasn't a full system, and I hadn't gathered things into areas and put them in categories of things together. So things were still scattered all over the room. It was just never intentional.
So Sarah, after you've worked, and this is not touting my horn, this is just working with any professional organizer.
You should tout your horn. I'll tout the horn. She's amazing.
So tell my Facebook followers, what are some of your takeaways from working with me or just a professional organizer? Like, What were we able to accomplish that you couldn't accomplish on your own?
Well, you know what my first answer is going to be. I love bins.
Her new love language, clear bins. I've sold her, girls.
Absolutely. We have been joking that my love language is now bins. Bins are my love language. But the idea of not only bins but clear bins, where I can quickly see what's in there, that with a clear and well thought out label, and the idea of gathering all the like things to put in the bin. It's just. It sounds
like
so
things
simple.
with like things, clear bins with labels, and it does sound so simple.
It does, but it was really hard to do. And another thing that surprised me, and I don't think we've talked about this directly, I tend to be like stingy with myself in organization. Like, well, I've got this box, so I'll use it for these things, but I'll also use it for these things which are similar, and I'll go ahead and put these other things in there. And then I end up having, that box isn't very useful.
Because it's got 3 categories in it.
Right, even though they're related. We kept having these moments where I was saying, oh, well, I could have a box for this and another box for this and another box for this. I don't have to fill up each box and use it to its maximum potential. Planning in some breathing room is huge.
We left room in pretty much all of the bins for growing.
Yes.
For moving forward.
Because even between Friday and today, I brought in more.
She did, y'all. She went out over the weekend and brought in more stuff.
I did.
But we had room.
We did.
And it had a home.
It was already in its home before Candy got here this morning. Yeah.
There were moments, girls, that I was actually just sitting on the floor with Sarah, and I said to her, I don't feel like I'm doing anything, Sarah, because she was sorting all of her mixed media into different bins, and I couldn't help with that. Only her brain knew where that needed to go. And Sarah made the comment to me, oh, but Candy, if you weren't sitting here and causing me to be accountable, then I would not be doing this. So I think a lot of what happens when you hire a professional organizer is the accountability that they bring to the table. Like, we're going to get this done. One of my favorite things that you girls can't see right here is we hung this string light that she received as a Christmas gift. It was on her Amazon list. And I said, we are not leaving here without getting that hung, because I wanted her to be able to enjoy that.
It's, and it's not just accountability. You here saying that you also see it as important allows me to give myself permission to prioritize it. And I know that sounds insane, but I think, especially a lot of us women and especially mothers, you're always putting the other things you should be doing first. And even within the world of my work, I tend to put the most urgent, accountable to somebody else tasks first, because I never feel like I'll have enough time. And so if I have to let something slide, it's going to be putting up the beautiful string clip lights, because that's for me. And having you here saying, okay, let's do this next, it not only makes me accountable for hopping in and doing it, but it gives me permission to prioritize that for myself.
Permission to create a space that you can grow in, a space that you love, a space that you can function and be creative in.
Yes.
That will grow her business.
Yes. But it will allow me to be more efficient with my time, and I'm so excited to get working in this space. I'm just ready.
I know. We've both walked around in the last 30 minutes going, oh, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite.
Right.
Just because we've turned a whole entire studio, everything has a home.
Yes.
Every single thing in this studio has a home.
And even when we found the occasional bag or box today that we hadn't realized was stashed in a corner, I'd open the box and I'd go, oh, well, I know where this goes, and this is supposed to go there, and it felt gleeful because
it was fun.
And it felt so triumphant to just know where.
I'll just kind of go ahead and share this little secret. Sarah had a housekeeper here today, and she walked upstairs and she said, okay, this does not sound like work. I hear laughter, and you girls sound like you're having too much fun. And she felt like she needed to be in on the party.
Yes.
So we let her vacuum.
Oh.
We asked her to, actually,
Yes,
and she was really sweet. Thank you, Kathy.
I think she was excited to be able to see the floor. She knows just how bad the space was before.
Well, anything else you want to share before we close this out today, Sarah? Anything I've missed, any question I didn't ask, or anything that you want to say?
Well, Candy said she's not going to toot her own horn, but I will toot her horn. This transformation is really going to be life-changing for me, and I don't think it's over the top to say so. I mean, it's going to allow me to come in and be my most creative and my most successful self. And fear of judgment, I think, keeps a lot of us from doing something like this. I know that the feeling of shame, like somehow I should have been able to do this myself, I shouldn't have had to hire someone. And, I'm proud of myself for getting over that, but also working with Candy, I didn't feel any of that. She is the least judgmental person. I mean, the dirt and grossness she's seen in my studio, but she's just wonderful. So that's all I have to say. And I want to toot your horn. You're fantastic.
Thank you.
And I'm totally
This has been such a fun project for both of us. I've learned so many things about art, and I've got some terminology now, girls, so just hit me up. I know some things I can say. I don't really know how to do it behind the scenes, but I can look very informed now.
Oh, I bet you could. We'll have a paint party sometime.
I always say this, and I always share this. If you're struggling and if you want to make 2019 be the year that you make an investment in yourself, whether it's your master bedroom closet and you can't get up and get dressed in the morning, or it's your kitchen and cooking a meal is just so stressful, or it's your art studio or your home office, reach out to us at Order Your Spaces. You can find me on Instagram, here on Facebook, and my website. Thanks for watching in today, and as always, stay engaged with me by leaving a thumbs up in the comments or share this video with someone that could benefit from it. We appreciate you watching in, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, girls. Bye now.